Hey guys, it's me, Face It, today with a little special video for you. As you might notice, I don't speak any German today, so yeah, this is kind of special also for me, not just for you, and I hope you will like it because my English ain't the best, you know. And the second thing, which is special for today, I make a little kind of motivation video about Darius, yes, because what happened to me, and this video is a bit of psychological, or how you say this word, I don't know, yeah, because we play team ranked and we just, we were champion select and the opponent picked Nasus, so I was the chosen one for top lane, and I said, okay, no problem for me, I will pick Darius. And what happened then was that the other opponents picked Lee Sin. I thought still, okay, no problem for me, and I went to toilet and took a big shit, of which I made a photo, of course, and showed it my teammates. No kidding, man. So I went back to my PC and we were still on loading screen, but all with 100%. So the game was kind of starting at this moment, and I just saw one thing when I came back. The Lee Sin has had a challenger icon, and I said, or actually I really said, what the fuck matchmaking, man? How can I get a challenger? Actually, of course, this challenger icon was from season 3, and I don't know if it's solo queue, team ranked 5 or 3-on-3 team ranked, but I can promise you he has the challenger icon, and I can show you at the end of the game. I will post a little screenshot where you can see the challenger icon. Yeah, and today I want to talk with you about the psychological aspect of League of Legends, and trust me, there's a lot of psychological stuff going on there. And the point is, first of all, let me start. A lot of you will check or are checking at LoL Nexus what skill are their opponents, and on the other hand they are also checking for their runes and masteries, of course. And this is of course an advantage you can take for your game, because if you see he's building or he has a lot of armor runes, of course you can start with armor penetration items or rush them. This is an advantage, but what does it bring you to see, okay, he's gold, he's silver, he's bronze, he's platinum? I can tell you it won't bring you a shit, because this has nothing to say about his play and game style. Of course, it can be that the guy who's bronze and you're gold, you can actually be better than him, of course. But I can tell you, one season ago I was bronze 4, and when people checked me and might say, okay, this is easy, you can imagine what happened. I was bronze 4 at the beginning of season 3, and now I'm gold 1, close to platinum, by the way. I want to finish as soon as possible, but never mind, let's skip on. And the point is, okay, you see now or in my case, I see he was challenger. I did not check LoL Nexus, as I said. I just saw his icon, his challenger icon, and I saw it, and I thought, okay, I'm gold 1. So this is quite a gap, to be honest. And the point is, now a normal dude would say, or actually his brain would say, okay, he knows what to do if he engages. He knows what to do, and he will do maybe more damage. And if I go in and he still keeps on fighting, what he does is right and what I do is wrong, because he's better than me. He has a higher elo and he knows what he does. This is what your brain will tell you. You might not notice for sure, but it will. I promise you, it's psychological. And the other way around, if you are, for example, gold like I am, and you see, okay, he is bronze or silver 5 or something, so you might say on your own now, this will be an easy matchup for me, no problem, man, I will rape his ass. And what I can tell you is, even if you don't say this active, your brain does for you, because it's again a psychological effect. You think you are better than him because you have a higher elo. Of course, both cases with higher or lower elo are not for 100% true for everyone, but in general I can tell you it's true. Even if you don't believe me, you go affected in the game, I say. And the effect with a lower elo is that you go more aggressive in your laning phase, and yeah, you try to kill him earlier, you try to farm more aggressive to push him under the turret and lead him to do mistakes. The point is now, of course, this can work out versus a player who's really more weak than you, but it also leads you to do mistakes on your lane, and it will cause the effect that the jungler has it much more easier to gank you. And of course, as said, it can work out and you can win the lane, but all in all, I can tell you it's a mistake to think that someone with lower elo is weaker than you. Because, for example, guys, as I mentioned in a German video before, last season, season 3, I started bronze 4, you can't believe it, man, and now I'm gold 1. I was already in season 3 gold 4, and it's not smurfing or something, I just took the game serious at this point, at one point actually, and yeah, moved up very quick, I'd say. So the point is, if you think you're better, and for example you have me, just an example, it can be anyone, on your lane, and he's bronze 3 or something, and you are silver 1, and you think you're better, you can get raped hard. It's really a mistake. And the other point is, to think that someone with higher elo is better than you is also so much bullshit, guys. I always start the game. Sometimes, you know, I don't check low nexus, but my teammates are doing this from time to time, and then they say, okay, he's platinum, he's diamond, be aware, man. And I say, okay, I noticed this, but he's just a human being like me, and what will he do so epically which I can't do? And of course, there's some special rule for Koreans. I take this rule out because if you have a Korean on your lane, you will lose, of course. But what I want to say, a normal guy just with higher elo is a lucky circumstance, or how you say in English, I don't know. Because let me explain this with another little example. So the point is, of course, you can carry a game on your own, but imagine you will carry this game as usual and you do so well on your top lane, but the rest of the team is sucking very hard and are losing epically the lanes. Epically, I'm talking about epically, not just normal. And yeah, you won't be able to carry this game. I can promise you, you won't be able. But maybe if the lanes are even, you could carry actually, because yeah, you're ahead, and maybe you can also make this let this affect the other lanes, because if you gank or something, like you will roam if you're far ahead, you can make the other lanes win too. But in general, if you carry and the other lanes are losing hard, of course, you will have a serious problem, of course. And on the other way around, if you suck your own lane, but the other lanes are winning, or you're a jungler, you're sucking in jungle, you don't gank very well, of course the probability to lose is higher than if you suck. But you can win because the rest of your team can carry the shit. This is the point what I want to mention. It's not the highest probability. Of course you have a high probability to win if you carry your lane. But example number 1, if you don't carry, you still can get carried by other people. And I can promise you, I know some guys, some people where this was happening. So I know people in Platinum who are fucking weak. Sorry for this, but actually none of my teammates, of course, I can tell you, are very good players, and I'm very happy to play with them. But that's not the point. The point is how people came to Platinum, and I can tell you how. Because they had lucky circumstances where their teammates carried them. And of course, how much people play League of Legends, I don't know exactly, but 24, 25, 29, something like this, million per day. And don't you think about that there are some guys who are getting a higher elo that just because of getting carried? And yes, there are some hundreds of people who really get carried one game after the other. They just win because they have a good team. Maybe they don't lose the lane epically and they don't get raped, but actually they are not their elo which they are currently. And I just don't say, I can't prove this for sure, but can't you imagine the probability of this circumstance that one gets a win after win because of other teammates? Of course this happens, I can promise you. And this is the point. This guy could stay on your lane as your opponent. And this is why you shouldn't take Law Nexus or Challenger icons or something too serious, because it makes really no sense. You should start every game as an individual game and should check if your opponent, how he acts in the game. For example, this shot at Lee Sin, what the fuck was this? This directly leads me to the point that I'm much better than this guy. By the way, just for in-game now, I block the creeps who are low HP, that he can't shot him with his with his shot, of course, and that he won't get so much farm. The point is, of course, I ruled him early game. As you could see, I did get the first blood, which I really, as I said, I went into the game and he was very aggressive, and a normal player would say, okay, he knows what he does, as I explained before, and I can't do shit now. I will lose if I engage. But I engaged because I was quite sure, man, I'm fucking Darius. He will turn back, and then he lost, and if he does not turn back, I still have a flash or something to secure, but I'm quite sure I do quite a lot of damage at the moment. And yes, as you saw, I got the first blood. At the mid game, of course, this Lee Sin is quite a bit stronger than I expected, and I also noticed that he has some more experience than I expected in the beginning of the game because of his game style, but at the end it won't bring him anything. Yeah, actually I said what I wanted to say. I will speed this record now a bit up and yeah, tell some basic stuff now about this game. So to sum up, how did I win the early game? It were actually two effects. The first one, I didn't let affect my game style by his challenger icon, of course. I played as normal and checked out how does he play, what does he think. And the other point is, for him, he thought, okay, I'm platinum, because he's platinum too currently, and I probably guess he checked Law Nexus and he saw, okay, this guy is only gold 1, so one whole division below than me, and he might play more aggressive, because I thought, I will bash this noob away. And you see what happened? I've got the first blood because I'm not a noob. And you guys, for motivation, you aren't noobs too, man. Just play as normal. Don't believe that people with higher elo are automatically better players. My advice at you is, first of all, of course, don't let affect stuff like this your game style. And the second point is, main 1 or 2 champions and play a lot of games with them, because experience is the only thing that counts. Because if you know your champion and you have had a lot of matchups, for example, also versus, in this case, Lee Sin, and I had, of course, a lot of matchups with Darius versus Lee Sin, even if Darius is not my main champ, because I just picked him because of Nasus. But the point is, yeah, experience is the only thing. Even if you're Bronze 5 and you have played 200 Darius games versus Lee Sin, of course you can even beat anyone, because if he goes into the fight and does not know that you know what damage output he deals or your champion deals, he will fucking fail. Yeah, that's the point. It has nothing to do with elo, it just has to do with experience and a bit of game sense, of course. And then if you main a champion and really focus to play him, you will gain elo soon and you will raise up too. That's my promise. Please, guys, which I want to tell you and which I also tell all of my team always, because really it's a psychological aspect, don't check LoL Nexus too often. Really, I mean, of course it can be a bit helpful if you see, okay, he has just armor runes, but to be honest, how often do you guys change your item build because of his runes? How often? I don't think you will change it that often. You will just see, okay, the game turns this way or turns that way, and then you act, yeah, and then you will see what you buy in this case. But you don't say, okay, here's just armor. I will definitely buy only armor penetration. No one does this. Everyone checks what does he buy, also what, how much kills do I have, because so of course if you're godlike with 7 kills and 0 deaths, you won't buy, or maybe you will, but you will first of all focus on an aggressive item build and change it later on to a more defensive item build, of course. Yeah, so basically that's it for today. I hope you liked this video and you really enjoyed it, because yeah, as I said, it's also special for me in English. I did not script it or something like I don't do in German too. I just spoke what came to my mind, and I hope it's not too shitty, because I think my English isn't the best, but I think you understand what I want to say. And of course, if you liked it, you can give me a thumbs up, or yeah, tell me in the comments if you want to see more. I think I will do some more English videos in the near future. Of course, my focus will stay on German videos, because these are my main audience. But yeah, if this video crashes the scene, or you know, hits like a bomb, or maybe some others in English will do too, I might think of doing even more English videos. Of course, there will come now some English videos in addition, but yeah, basically the focus, as said, will stay on German videos. So, as said, if you liked this video, if you have any questions about this game or about the psychological stuff I tried to teach you or to talk about with you, or even if you want to tell me, yes, face it, show us some more videos in English, yeah, please write it in the comments. Also, don't forget to give me a thumb up, or yeah, even to subscribe me if you like this. I would love to see English people, or of course English talking people, to yeah, enjoy my video. This would be very nice. So if you liked it, please write it in the comments and tell me what I can do better for next time, and I will try to improve my quality for you to make it more comfortable to watch. So I hope you liked, and see you next time. Servus!